Coming up on This Week in Torrance, local faith leaders unite to learn what to do during an active shooter situation. Then an organization is spreading awareness about the increase of human trafficking across Los Angeles County. Plus, we'll tell you what was unique about the 2018 Torrance High School graduating class. And we have tips from a local doctor on how men can stay healthy. These stories and much more just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. My co-anchor, Jin Chun, has the week off. Leaders from all faiths came together to learn what to do during a time of emergency. Active shooter tragedies can happen anywhere, and Torrance business owner Jack Walser from Walsers came up with the idea to partner up with the Salvation Army and Torrance Police Department on spreading awareness about active shooter situations in a house of worship. Lieutenant Jeremiah Hart from the Torrance Police Department spoke at the seminar and provided information to faith leaders and community members on how to make people in a house of worship safe. They looked at the history of active shooter events, law enforcement responses, and common human reactions to these types of crimes. Lieutenant Hart also shared information on the characteristics of active shooters. An organization is hoping to combat human trafficking through education. The Faith Initiative to Abolish Trafficking, a nonprofit organization also known as FIAT, held a free informative gathering to end trafficking. It took place at St. Lawrence Martyr Catholic Church in Redondo Beach. Guests had the opportunity to hear testimonies from two survivors and learned about resources that can help them stop it. Organizations such as Forgotten Children, Gems Uncovered, Court-Appointed Special Advocate, and many more were there to support human trafficking victims and survivors. The hope was for people to learn about the resources available in the community while also further educating people. The engaging workshop had discussions on how to protect children and the most vulnerable, how internet sites can leave teens vulnerable, and what are some of the services available to those who have been victims of human trafficking. Organizations such as Two Wings help survivors write their resumes, prepare for interviews, and most importantly, regain confidence in themselves.
For so long, all they've ever known was being told what to do and when to do it. They've never experienced freedom before, and a lot of them don't know how to make those choices, and a lot of them don't even realize that those choices have been taken away from them. And we are here to give them guidance through example and through these classes that there is confidence there. We just have to scrape away everything that has been bestowed upon them in their previous life.
According to Long Beach Human Trafficking Task Force, 600,000 to 800,000 people are trafficked across international borders every year, and 100,000 to 300,000 individuals are at risk for trafficking. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children estimates that over 100,000 kids under the age of 18 are being exploited every year in the U.S. If you believe you may have information about a trafficking situation, you are encouraged to call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888. Torrance City Council is moving forward with establishing by-district elections. Council members had the final reading of the ordinance. It will transition the city from at-large elections to by-district elections. The adoption establishes and implements not only by-district elections, but a voting map and an election sequence. A hybrid of two maps called Map 133 was chosen by council through various public hearings. If the city didn't transition, the city could have faced more than $4 million in fees and costs to fight to maintain at-large elections. The by-district elections will be established in 2020 for Districts 2, 4, and 6. The city of Torrance is ready to light up the sky again with a patriotic tradition in just a few weeks. You can now get your hands on free tickets for the city's 2018 4th of July fireworks show on a first-come, first-served basis. Each family can get 12 tickets. They are available at the West Annex, located at 3031 Torrance Boulevard, and also at the Cultural Arts Center box office. The tickets will get you a spot at the Toyota Sports Complex. The doors open at 7 p.m. and the show starts at 9 p.m. Other designated areas for seating include the courthouse parking lot on Maple Avenue, north of Torrance Boulevard. For road closures and items that are prohibited at the complex, go to torranceca.gov. Torrance CitiCABLE will broadcast the show live. If you think your band has what it takes to perform in front of millions, you have the chance to make your dream come true. The deadline to apply for the Battle for the Band contest is around the corner. The Torrance Rose Float Association is hoping to find one lucky band to play live music on their 2019 float as it makes its way down Colorado Boulevard. The 2019 Tournament of Roses parade theme is the Melody of Life, and the Torrance float is called Power of Music. Bands are asked to submit a demo video as part of the application process now through next week on June 29th. The top 3 bands will be called back to perform for the Torrance Rose Float Association, and a final one will be chosen. You can find the application at torrancerosefloat.org. After 27 years, the General Services Director for the city is retiring. During the recent City Council meeting, Cheryl Beaulieu was honored for her dedication and service. Beaulieu began her career with the city in 1991 and eventually moved up after being transferred to the General Services Department. After 10 years, she was named as General Services Director. City officials say under her leadership, the city has completed hundreds of capital projects, including the construction and major renovations at George Nakano Theater. Beaulieu's management has spanned over 100 city sites and facilities. A Torrance business reveals a special deal to keep families active during the summertime. We'll have details coming up. It was a proud moment for some Torrance Police Department members as they took the next step in their career. 11 individuals were promoted within the department recently. Torrance Police Chief Eve Irvine said the members together have more than 197 years of law enforcement experience. The promotions included Deputy Chief, Captain, Lieutenant, Sergeant, and Administrative Assistant.
I'm so honored and proud to be your chief. Day in and day out, even in the face of danger, you do an exceptional job, and my sincere thanks to you all.
The Torrance Police Department has been proudly serving the community of Torrance for more than 80 years and currently employs 227 sworn police officers and 128 civilian staff. The Torrance Salvation Army's Crescendo Music School is using tunes to help people with autism grow. Reporter Louis Tran has the story.
Plays the drums for us. La, la.
Flora Butler is a Torrance native, and 2 years ago, she realized her daughter may be autistic.
It really broke my heart because to see your 3.5-year-old go through so much.
Butler enrolled her daughter into sports and other activities and even playdates with her friends. But nothing seemed to help her with her anxiety.
Just didn't seem to focus and pay attention.
But this all changed with the help of the Salvation Army Crescendo School of Music.
Bringing her here has helped us so much.
The Crescendo School of Music is located on Emerald and Earl Street in Torrance. The school opened in 2014 and saw a need to help those with autism.
I know the power of music through how it can speak to autistic people.
Autism is a mental condition that affects a person's ability to communicate and form relationships with other people. Symptoms can be seen as early as 1 year old.
Meltdowns used to last like 30 minutes, sometimes like 3-4 times a day.
Bob Kuchenmeister is a music therapist at Crescendo. He uses instruments to stimulate Butler's brain in order to help her bring out the proper emotional responses.
way above our heads.
It's making an impact and really making a difference.
He's our angel.
From kids to adults, students are able to play different types of instruments such as the piano, guitar, and even the drums. Depending on their personality and their plan, each instrument will help them in a different way.
Music can speak to you in so many different ways, different emotions.
And only after 6 months of music therapy, Butler noticed her daughter is more social and focused. She says the therapy sessions have been life-changing for her family.
She found her gift, what she likes to do, and this is like her therapy. I'm just happy.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Louis Tran.
Thanks, Louis. The Crescendo School of Music is currently expanding their building to include more programs to help those diagnosed with autism. The American Honda campus in Torrance looked a bit different recently. The parking lot was filled with paint, old TVs, computers, computer monitors, printers, expired medications, and much more. Now, this was part of the city's free hazardous and e-waste recycling roundup. It was in partnership with the Department of Public Works and the sanitation districts of Los Angeles County, which includes Torrance. People were limited to bringing 15 gallons or 125 pounds of hazardous waste. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce inaugural Business Awards celebration recognized businesses across the South Bay. The sold-out awards ceremony was filled with city leaders and state officials who came to support the event at Sunrider International this year. There were 10 awards given, with some having multiple recipients. The event started with recognitions of local businesses who are part of the Chamber and support its mission. President and CEO Donna Duperon of Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce was surprised with a recognition of her 20-year anniversary at the Chamber. Incoming Chairman John Heffernan spoke at the event. Various businesses honored included Torrance Southbay YMCA, Torrance Education Foundation, UCLA Health, and Southern California Gas Company, to name just a few. A local bowling business is offering a one-of-a-kind deal for the summer. Bolero Corporation is making sure families stay busy during the summertime. Across Los Angeles County, the company is offering summer game passes. Bolero in Torrance is also offering this deal. You can pick up passes through August 22nd. Bowlers of all ages can buy one. The passes can be used for 3 games of bowling every day through September 3rd. You can also purchase online. Stacked at the Del Amo Fashion Center is now offering more options for your burger patty. Stacked, food well built, is adding its premium 100% plant-based, gluten-free, and non-GMO beef-4 burger at all of their locations. The patty is soy-based, and officials say looks, cooks, and tastes like ground beef. At Stacked, customers can substitute the beef-4 burger patty on any burger or build their own burger from the plate up. The company offers patrons with more than 160 gluten-free ingredients to choose from. The patty also has 0 cholesterol, low sodium, and fewer calories than the average beef patty. Stacked is located in the outdoor village next to P.F. Chang's. One of the largest movie chains in America is allowing enthusiastic moviegoers to watch more for less. AMC Theaters unveiled its AMC Stubbs A-List, a $19.95 a month ticket service that allows members of its loyalty program, AMC Stubbs, to see up to 3 movies per week. You can enroll online and start using the service immediately starting June 26th. The pass lets you watch a movie at any time and format. You can also book tickets in advance. Currently, AMC says it will continue to accept MoviePass, which limits its subscribers to 1 2D movie a day, and each movie can only be viewed once. Torrance police have seen a string of car burglaries and are asking residents to lock up. Many incidents in the past week have had to do with people leaving their cars unlocked and leaving personal belongings in sight. There are simple steps to make sure your car and valuables are safe. First, lock your car at all times. Remove valuables such as wallets, purses, laptops, computers, and phones from your vehicle while it's unattended. If you can't remove the items, then make sure to hide them out of view. It's always a good idea to do a check of your home and car locks before going to bed. Officials say that in most cases, an unlocked car parked in a driveway or on the street is burglarized. The graduating class at Torrance High School had a lot of similarities, and it was more than just career interest or music. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Louis Tran has the story.
Stella and Isabel Pullen are fraternal twins and are seniors at Torrance High School. And in a few days, both will be celebrating more than just their graduation.
I feel pretty special to be a part of it. You know, you never would think you're like part of something like that.
Earlier this school year, the Pullen twins found out they were one of 13 sets of twins graduating.
I didn't even know that we had 13 twins until like someone told me.
While some are new faces, the Pullens have known many other twins since grade school.
We all grow up together and I see them on their street all the time, and our families are really close. Right here.
Others may see them as twins, but for the Pullens, they're best friends.
It's a blessing to me. She's my best friend, and I do everything with her, and we're always together.
They're all diverse and all different, even though they're really close to one another.
Seniors are picking up their cap and gowns to get ready for their big day. To make sure that they're prepared, faculty and staff are also giving them a rundown of what to expect on their graduation.
The kids have done a lot of hard work, especially this year.
With over 300 seniors graduating, the Pullen twins plan to stay local and attend El Camino College. While both are not sure what their future plans are, one thing is certain: they will always have each other.
I am really happy to be a twin, and it's made a huge impact on my life because I'm never alone. It's cool always having a best friend.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Louis Tran.
Thanks, Louis. A Chicago high school holds the Guinness World Record of having 44 sets of twins and one set of triplets in their graduating class. Torrance Unified School District students will have even more resources to explore the world of science. $205,000 was recently donated to the Torrance Education Foundation. The money will go towards the district's project to implement brand new science labs. Officials announced the grant will ensure that all the new labs will have more equipment for students to experiment and discover science hands-on. 5 new elementary science labs at Fern, Hickory, Riviera, Towers, and Wood will be open for students in the fall. The Torrance Education Foundation promotes and supports academic excellence for pre-kindergartners through 12th graders. The Torrance Education Foundation was also recently recognized by the Torrance Chamber as the Nonprofit of the Year. Men's Health Month is being celebrated across the country to raise awareness. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Roxana Paul has talked to a local doctor about what men should look out for this month.
Kenneth Shozaki, a physician for Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center, is hoping in June more men focus on their health. Reports show men are less likely to go for their annual doctor visit.
1, it's time. They don't want to spend the time to come here. 2, it's money, because it does require money to come see the doctor. And the other third part is a lot of guys have the notion that if they don't feel anything wrong, they're fine.
According to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, men are half as likely as women to visit the doctor over a 2-year period.
People are afraid to talk about anxiety, depression, and just overall health and well-being. And the mind controls everything, so if you're not in a good state of mind, you're not going to do well in your job, you're not going to do well in your relationships, and every other endeavors.
June marks National Men's Health and Cancer Awareness Month. Dr. Shiozaki hopes people learn about preventable health problems and encourages early detection.
You could wait until you have a heart attack or a stroke or something that's an end organ damaging disease, but you ideally would like to catch it before that.
Shiozaki says that people with health complications should visit the doctor frequently.
If they're very overweight or they're having other things we pick up on the annual wellness, then sometimes I'll recommend every year. It just sort of depends on that plus their family history.
And among men, prostate cancer is the most common and is the second leading killer behind lung cancer. According to the American Cancer Society, each year it kills about 30,000 men, but it can be treated if detected early.
If you have a family history of prostate cancer, it tends to follow a lineage, so you want to make sure that you screen much more aggressively.
After working with Providence Hospital for 2 years, Shiozaki sees the need of educating people more about men's health and prostate cancer.
It seems like everyone's targeted but men. So for HIV, there's the posters all over the place. For women, it's very well known. You have to get your mammogram and so forth. But for men, there's not really much that's portrayed too well. They have the Prostate Cancer Association that promotes awareness through that method, but it's still not as prevalent as the breast cancer.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Roxana Paul.
Thanks, Roxana. Men's Health Month and Health Week are recognized nationally by more than 300 governors and mayors who issue proclamations honoring the month. A local organization is making sure people stay healthy. Torrance Southbay YMCA's weight loss program offered free health screenings to the community on June 20th. It included a finger stick blood sugar and blood pressure test, thanks to a grant provided by Los Angeles Biomed at Harbor UCLA. People were able to take advantage of this. Now, if you missed it, there will be another one on June 27th from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. For more information, go to ymcala.org/TSB. Still ahead, upcoming events you won't want to miss. Plus, we have the latest happenings in the sports world. We'll be back in just a minute. Don't go away.
Palm trees, coastline, craft brews. Yep, this is Southern California. But this is Torrance. Have you ever driven to a whole other city just for a bowl of ramen? Because if you haven't, that's about to change. Have you ever been to a beach that feels so much like your own private beach that you're like, where has this been all my life? Welcome, my friends, to Torrance Beach. So private, you hadn't even heard of it. Have you ever been to a mall that had literally 2.7 million square feet of shopping? Run, don't walk to Del Amo Fashion Center. And get this, Torrance is the actual epicenter of the South Bay's craft brew industry. I guess you could say the brews are just craftier here. We also have a farmer's market that's just as much about the people as it is about the food. And even our museum scene is the best of the South Bay. All this just 15 minutes from LAX. You'll come for the city, stay for the experience, and leave as a friend. So, are you in?
Welcome back, everybody. Before I tell you what's going on in Torrance, I've got my 4-year-old son, Zach, here with me today, and he's going to share some positive words with you. Go ahead, Zach.
If you believe it, you can achieve it inch by inch, it's a cinch. It's nice to be important, but more important, be nice.
Hey, that's a great job. Let me ask you something. If CitiCABLE decides that they want you to host a show, how do you want to get paid?
And Hot Wheels and chocolate.
I understand. Thank you, buddy. Great job. Let's talk about those upcoming events. Torrance Memorial Medical Center is hosting a lecture on advances in cancer. A panel of specialists will address the latest research and advances in treatments. The event takes place on June 30th from 8:30 a.m. to noon at the Hoffman Health Conference. Then also on June 30th, the Downtown Torrance Association is having their art walk from 4 to 7 p.m. It's the 4th annual event with art galleries, retailers, and restaurants participating. The free walk starts at Destination Art Studio Gallery. And on Saturday night, you can enjoy a special viewing of Paddington 2 at Victor Park from 8 to 10 p.m. Bring out your blankets and lawn chairs for some fun. This kicks off the city's movie series. Now let's find out what's happening in the Torrance sports world. What's going on, AJ?
Hey, Ben, here's what you'll see on this week's edition of the Sports Desk. The Cardiac Kids were honored at City Hall. Plenty of athletes were honored at El Camino College. And let's face it, there's Jiu-Jitsu, and then there's Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. You're about to see the difference. And we're going to teach you the right way to play table tennis, aka ping pong. We'll have these stories and so much more. Remember to watch the Sports Desk at 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on Torrance CitiCABLE. Ben, back to you.
Thanks so much, AJ. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain, and this is my son, Zach. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. I love you. I love you. I love you. You love me too? Okay, good.